Hello, everybody, and welcome to the channel. We got some 1978 New York Yankees baseball. Excuse me, second game of this four-game series between the Blue Jays and Yankees. Leading off for the Blue Jays playing center field, Bosette. Batting second playing right field, Baylor. Batting third playing third is Howe. Batting fourth playing first base is Mayberry. Batting fifth doing the DH is Upshaw. Batting sixth playing left field is Hutton. Batting seventh, playing second base is McKay. Batting eighth, playing shortstop is Gomez. Batting ninth, doing the catching is Ashby. And doing the pitching for the Blue Jays is Jim Clancy. And your hometown New York Yankees leading off playing center field's Mickey Rivers. Batting second, playing second is Willie Randolph. Batting third, doing the catching is Thurman Munson. Excuse me, batting fourth, playing right field is Reggie Jackson. Batting fifth, doing the DH is Chambliss. Batting sixth, playing third base is Nettles. Batting seventh, playing left field is Piniella. Batting eighth, playing first base is Spencer. Batting ninth, playing shortstop is Dent. And on the mound for the Yankees is Ed Figueroa. Let's get down here to Yankee Stadium and get this game started. And Bosette's batting .256 on the year. He's got 3 homers and 15 RBIs. Ed Figueroa's on the mound. This is his ninth start for the Yankees. He's 6-1 with a 2.78 ERA. And we're off. And that's going to be a ground ball down the Nettles. He fires over to Spencer for out number 1. And Baylor steps to the plate, batting a .197 with a homer and 8 RBIs. And that's going to be a ground ball back to Ed. He fires over to first for out number 2. Now there's 2 outs and nobody on for Howe. And Howe's batting .253, 2 homers and 8 RBIs. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Jackson and right. 1, 2, 3 goes to Blue Jays. Blue Jays nothing. Yankees coming to bat with Rivers, Randolph, and Munson. Mickey's batting .233 on the year. He's got 2 homers and 18 RBIs. And this is Jim Clancy's 8th start of the year, 9th appearance. He's 3-4 with a 2.2 ERA. Here's the pitch to Mickey. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. He strikes Rivers out for out number 1. And up to the plate now is Willie Randolph, batting .289 on the year with a homer and 16 RBIs. And that's going to be a ground ball. No, that's going to be a base on balls. So Clancy walks Willie down the first, and that sets up Thurman Munson. These W's will kill you in Apba. So we got a runner down at first. Thurman Munson's at the plate, batting .296, 3 homers and 22 RBI. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Baylor and right for out number 2. So it's up to Mr. Jackson to deliver, and he has been. Jackson batting .338 with 17 homers and 36 RBIs. And that ball is high. That ball is far. How far is this ball going to go is the question. And that ball is out of here, folks. Reggie Jackson keeps on hitting. That is his 18th homer and 37th and 38th RBIs of the year. And just like that, the Yankees are up 2-0 here in the bottom of the first. And the DH today, Chris Chambliss, batting .281 with 2 homers and 25 RBIs of his own. And that's going to be a deep fly ball to right field. Baylor back near the track makes the catch. But Reggie's homer puts the Yankees up 2-0. We go to the top of the second. We got Mayberry, Upshaw, and Hutton. And Mayberry's batting 261. He's got 6 homers and 21 RBIs. And that's going to be against the righty 17.98. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Lou in left field for out number 1. 1 up and 1 down here in the second for Upshaw. And Willie's batting 214 on the year, no homers and 3 RBIs. And that's going to be a fly ball out the right field. And that's going to be a single. And Upshaw's going to get the second on an error by Jackson. That's going to be an E9. So now we didn't get down to second, so go back and say undo. And undo here. And he needs to get down to second. That's a single. E9. So runner down at second. 1 out here for Hutton. And he's batting 337 with a homer and 12 RBIs. And that's going to be a base on balls. That may be all right. He's hitting that well. Now it sets up the double play. First and second here for McKay. And McKay's batting 238 on the year with 1 homer and 8 RBIs. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Lou and left. He's going to make the catch for out number 2. And that brings up Gomez. And Gomez is hitting 276 with 3 homers and 16 RBIs. And that's going to be 2 balls and no strikes on him. Here's the 2-0 pitch. And that's going to be a ground ball back to the mound. They'll fire over to first, and that'll be out number 3. And the Yankees get out of the first and second with nobody scoring. We go to the bottom of the second. Yankees still up 2-0. We got Nettles, Piniella, and Spencer due up here. And Greg, he's batting 291, 9 homers, and 29 RBIs. And that's going to be against righty. That's going to be a base hit in the left field. And we got the leadoff runner aboard here in the bottom of the second for the Yankees. And that brings up Lou Piniella now. And Pinella's batting 339 on the year, 2 homers and 19 RBI. And that's going to be a ground ball down the third. 55-3. I don't think he's going to turn 2 on this. Matter of fact, his only play is over to first. Al fires over to first for out number 1. So that puts Nettles in scoring position for Jimmy Spencer. And Spencer's batting 294 on the year, 3 homers and 9 RBIs. And that's going to be a fly ball out the right field. Nettles' speed, he's probably not going to make it down there through third, but we'll look here. 55-2. That's probably fielding column number 3. And it is. And that'll be a reroll of dice. 336. Yeah, I don't see Nettles getting over to third. No, he's going to stay there at second. So it's going to be a fly ball out the right for out number 2. So it's up to Buck again here to deliver with Nettles down there at second. And 2 outs. Bucky's batting 299 on the year. He's got a homer and 16 RBI. And that's going to be against the 11. And that's a 9. Yep. And that's going to be a ground ball down the third. Howell's up with it. Nope, that's going to be a swing and a miss. He strikes Bucky out for out number 3. The Yankees strand 1. We go to the top of the third. We got Ashby, and then back to the top of the order. And Bosette and Baylor. Ashby is batting 115 on the year, no homers and 2 RBIs. You can see the team replay comparison. Toronto's at 521 and 21. They've struck out 195 times, walked 204, hit 70 doubles, 18 triples. Yankees trying to be the first team here in 78 to get to 30 wins. They've struck out 292 times, walked 200 times, hit 104 doubles and 24 triples. Here's the pitch to Ashby, and that's going to be a ground ball down to Spencer. He takes it himself for out number 1. And Bosette's up now. He grounded out the Nettles his first time up. And that's going to be a 15. And that's going to be a fly ball. Well, let's get the right chart here. Instead of 15, that's going to be a pop up down the second. And Willie makes the catch near the mound for out number 2. And brings up Bob Baylor now. Bob's 0 for 1. He grounded out to the pitcher first time up. Not this time. Baylor gets a hold of this one off of Figueroa. And that ball is hit into the gap in right field. Jackson gets over to it, but Baylor's down at second with a 2-out double. And Howell steps up to the plate now with a runner in scoring position. And 2 out. And Howell's 0 for 1. He flew out to Reggie his first time up. And that's going to be a ground ball down the Nettles. He's going to fire over to first. And that'll end the inning. And the Blue Jays strand 1 runner in scoring position. We go to the bottom of the third. We got the top of the order due up. Rivers, Randolph, and Munson. Mickey struck out his first time up. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Mayberry. He takes it to the bag for out number 1. And Willie, he walked his first time up. Came around to score on the Reggie homer. There's the pitch to Willie. And that's going to be a ground ball out in front of the plate. And Ashby comes up with it. He fires down the first for out number 2. So here comes the captain, Thurman Munson. And Munson, he flew out to right field his first time up. And that's going to be a rare play, a 22 on a 36. That's going to be out to, that's going to be down to first base. Mayberry, not a very good fielding first baseman. And that's going to be an error. He drops the ball. That's an E3. And Munson's aboard here with 2 outs in the bottom of the third. And Reggie Jackson, who homered his last time up, drove in the 2 runs back in the first. Can he do it again, folks? And that's going to be a, it's not a homer, but that's a single in the left field. And Munson's going to stop at second. Let's see here. Yeah, Munson will stop at second. Now you got first and second and 2 outs. Let's see if Mr. Chambliss can deliver here. Chambliss, he flew out to right his first time up. Chambliss add to this 2-0 lead. Here's the pitch to Chris. And that ball is well hit. Let's see how far this one's going to go, folks. And that ball is hit into left field. That'll score Munson easily. Question is, will Reggie get down the third rather, 38, 27, 28. Speed of Reggie, because he's going to score on a single. Do we even want to take? He's going to stop at second. That's going to be an RBI single in the left field. That's going to play to run. It's 3-0. And Reggie, let's go and play it safe here with 2 outs because he can score on a single out there at second. No use trying to get thrown out here at third. Nettles is 1 for 1. He singled back in the second. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. They strike Nettles out. But not until the Yankees score 1. Make it a 3-0 game as we go to the top of the 4th. We got Mayberry, Upshaw, and Hutton to go up. And just dropped the dice. And where did it go? And alrighty, now it's an official game, dropping the dice. Let's get back to the action here. So, Mayberry to lead off. He's 0 for 1. He flew out to left his first time up. And here's the pitch to John. And that's going to be a base on balls. So John walks down the first. And that brings up Willie Upshaw now. Nobody out and runner on at first. And Willie singled his first time up. Reached on a second on an error by Jackson. And Upshaw gets a hold of this, and all of a sudden Figueroa is having a little bit of problems here in the fourth round. And that ball is laced into the gap. Well, actually, that's down the first baseline. And Mayberry, with his speed, probably going to have to hold at third. 42. Yeah, Mayberry's going to stop at third. So a double in the right field. Now you got second and third and nobody up. Out. See if the Yankees can get out of this mess with only 1 run scoring. They're going to play back with a 3-run lead here. And Hutton, he walked his first time up. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short with the defense back. Let's see here. It's going to be they'll get the runner out at batter out at first. Now it is a runner down at third and 1 out. And you got McKay up here. Now the Yankees going to bring the infield in now with McKay. I think they are going to bring the infield in, try to keep that run going. And that's going to be a fly ball out the left field. Let's see here if they're going to try to tag up on Lou. That'll be a re-roll of dice. 50. Lou does not have a very good arm. Upshaw has great speed. I look for him to at least try to score here. And he's going to score easily. Pinella's not even going to make the throw. That's a RBI for McKay. And it's a 1-run ball game, folks. Now there's 2 outs and nobody on for Gomez. And Luis is 0 for 1. He grounded out to the pitcher's first time up. And that's going to be a ground ball down the Bucky at short to end the inning. But the Blue Jays score 2 and make this a 3-2 ball game as we go to the bottom of the 4th. We got the bottom part of the order due up here for the Yankees. We got Pinella, Spencer, and Dent. And the Yankees got a doubleheader tomorrow against the Blue Jays. Then they go on the road to take on the Indians for 2 games, and then they come back home to face Baltimore. Lou is 0 for 1. He grounded out the third his first time up. And that's going to be a 11. That's going to be a base hit in the left field. The Yankees get the leadoff batter aboard here. And now you got Mr. Spencer for higher up. And Jim is 0 for 1 today. Blew out the right. And that's going to be a fly ball out to the other corner out the left. Hutton's got it for out number 1. And here's Bucky Dett. And Bucky, he struck out his first time up. And that's going to be another fly ball out to left. 2 fly balls to left, 2 outs now. After the leadoff batter got aboard with a single, can Mickey Rivers deliver here with 2 outs? He's 0 for 2, struck out and grounded out. And that's going to be a ground ball down the third. He'll go to short way over to second. And that'll end the inning. The Yankees strand 1. To the top of the 5th we go. We got Ashby, then back to the top of the order. And Bosette and Baylor. And Allen's 0 for 1 today. He grounded out the first. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Lou in left field for out number 1. 1 up and 1 down here in the top of the 5th. And Bosette's up now. And Rick's 0 for 2. He's grounded out and popped up. And man, that dice really jumped. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Rick strikes out. And that's the first strikeout of the game for Ed. Here in the 5th. Now there's 2 outs and nobody on for Baylor. He doubled back in the 3rd. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Reggie. 1, 2, 3. Goes the Jays. To the bottom of the 5th we go. We got Randolph, Munson, and Jackson due up here in the 5th. Willie is 0 for 1. Walked in the first, came around the score. Here's the pitch. And that's well hit by Willie. See where this one's going to end up at in Yankee Stadium. And that's going to be out into left field. And that's Death Valley. And that ball's rolling. And Willie's putting on the Jets. Willie in the Jets. And he's down at 3rd with a 1-out triple, folks. I'll put that in the right field. It's supposed to be hit out the left. Let's redo that. Redo that. Put that out the left. And now you got a Shorts run down at 3rd and only 1 out for Thurman Munson. Can he deliver here and drive in the 4th run of the ball game? He's 0 for 2. He has reached on an error and came around the score back in the 3rd inning. Here's the pitch to Munson. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short. And that should get the runner in. 52 and an 8 should be fielding column 2, I would think. And that's still fielding column 1. Safe at first, runner out and a run down. So they get the runner at home, folks. That's a 6-2 put out, we'll call it. And now you got Munson down at first for Reggie Jackson. The Yankees come up empty on that. Not what Munson wanted to do there. And Reggie's 2 for 2. He's homered back in the first, a 2-run shot, and singled in the 3rd. And that's going to be a ground ball down the Howe. He goes over to second. Now to end the inning. So the 1-out triple goes nowhere. We go to the top of the 6th. It's still a 3-2 ball game. You got, that was only 2 outs. Okay, my mistake. Only 2 outs. Let's see if that was a double play then. I was thinking there was only 1 out. There's already 2 outs, and that is probably going to be a double play. Yep, that's going to be a double play. Redo that. So that is going to end the inning. Sorry about that, folks. So that's going to be a double play. Reggie's going to hit into the 0-5-4-3 double play to end the inning. And we're to the top of the 6th now with Howe, Mayberry, and Upshaw. And Howe's over 2. He's flown out and grounded out. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Bucky for out number 1. And John Mayberry's up. And John, he has walked back in the fourth and thrown out. And that's going to be against the righty. 13. That's going to be a fly ball out to center field. Rivers has got it for out number 2. And now Upshaw's up. And Willie, he is 2 for 2. He has singled and doubled. Came around the score back in the fourth. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. The Blue Jays go down in order. To the bottom of the 6th we go. We got Chambliss, Nettles, and Piniella due up here. Chris 1 for 2 with an RBI single in the 3rd. And that's going to be a ground ball back to Clancy. He fires over to first for out number 1. Brings up Greg Nettles. And Nettles is 1 for 2. He singled and struck out. And not this time. That ball is high. How far is Chris going to hit this one is the question. And that ball is out of here. I mean, Greg Nettles homers over the right field porch into the second deck with his 10th homer of the year. Greg Nettles makes it a 2-run ball game. It's 4-2 in the bottom of the 6th. And Lou Piniella is singled back in the 4th. He's 1 for 2. And that's going to be a 13. And that's going to be an infield hit. Lou gets a board here. How about that? Good job by Piniella with 1 out now. Jimmy Spencer's up. And Spencer is 0 for 2. See what Spencer can do here. Can he add to this 4-2 lead? And that's going to be a ground ball down the second. 34 on a 7. That's going to be fielding column number 2. That's going to be safe. First runner safe at second on an E4. McKay does not help his pitcher out at all. Now you got first and second. And Bucky Dent up. Only 1 out. Yankees trying to add to this 4-2 lead after the Greg Nettles homer to lead off this 6th inning. Bucky is 0 for 2. He struck out and flown out. And that's going to be a base on balls. And I think that's going to be it for Clancy. He's not going to make it out of this 6th inning. Let's see here. You got the lefties coming up here. Let's see. Mike Willis, I think, is going to come out of the bullpen with the bases loaded. So Mike Willis. Let's see if he can get out of this mess. So Clancy. That's the end of the day for Clancy, but he's still responsible for the 3 runners aboard here. And Mike Willis, this is his 15th appearance. He's 2-0, 1 save with a 2.13 ERA. He comes in with Yankees everywhere. Piniella at third, Spencer at second, Dent at first. Not a lot of speed on the pads, that's for sure. Rivers at the plate, though, with great speed. Mickey is 0 for 3. He has struck out, grounded out, and grounded into a fielder's choice. And that's going to be a fly ball out to center field. And I don't know if Piniella's speed he's going to be able to tag up. Let's see here. 45. $20. Who's up after that? Willie's up. He's going to stay put here, I believe. Yeah, I think he's going to stay put. And Chris joins us here today. Check out Chris Slavic's great channel, folks. So that's going to be a fly ball out the center. Bases are still going to be loaded. See if Willie can deliver here with 2 outs. And Willie's 1 for 2. He has walked and tripled in this game. Can he deliver with 2 outs here and bust this game open for the Yankees? And nope, that's going to be a ground ball down to McKay. And he is going to go to, see if he's going to go to first or second on this ground ball. He's going to go down to second to end the inning. And the Yankees leave the bases loaded. They pick up a run on the Nettles homer, but what could have been as we go to the top of the 7th, it's a 4-2 ball game. We got Hutton due up, followed by McKay and Gomez. Hutton is 0 for 1. He's walked, and he had a ground ball RBI back in the 4th. That's going to be a ground ball down the Nettles. He fires over the first for out number 1. Brings up Dave McKay now. McKay's 0 for 1. He had a sacrifice fly back in the 4th. And that's going to be another ground ball to Nettles. Nettles is one of the best fielding third basemen in the game. They might want to pick on somebody else. And Gomez comes to the plate now. He's 0 for 2. He has grounded out twice. And that's going to be a base on balls. So Gomez is down at first now with 2 outs for Alan Ashby. Let's see here what Ashby can do. Tying run at the plate here. Like walking batters on a 2-run game, bringing a tying run to the plate. Ashby's 0 for 2, grounded out and flying out. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Bucky. He goes the short way over to second. And that ends the top of the 7th. The 7th inning stretch. It's 4-2 New York. And we got the meat of the order due up here. Munson, Jackson, and Chambliss going up against Mike Wills. Thurman is 0 for 3. He has flown out, reached on an error, and grounded into a 4th play. And that's going to be a ground ball down to McKay. He comes up with it, fires over to first for out number 1. Here's Reggie having a fine game, 2 for 3 with a 2-run homer. Here's the pitch to Reggie. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Willis strikes Reggie out for out number 2. And now we got Chris Chambliss up. He's 1 for 3 with an RBI single back in the 3rd. And that's going to be a rare play, a 46 and a 41. And that's going to be hit out to, that's just going to be a foul ball, strike 1. Here's the 0-1 pitch. And that's going to be a ground ball back to the mound. And that'll be out number 3. The Yankees go in order. We go to the top of the 8th. It's a 4-2 ball game with the top of the order due up here for the Blue Jays. Bissett, Baylor, and Howe. And Rick is 0 for 3. He is grounded out, popped up, and struck out. And that's going to be a ground ball back to Ed. He fires over to first for out number 1. And up to the plate now is Bob Baylor, 1 for 3 with a double back in the 3rd. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Willie. 2 quick outs here in the 8th. And that'll bring up Mr. Howe, who's 0 for 3. And he's flown out and grounded out twice. And that's going to be a fly ball out the Lou. 1, 2, 3 goes the Blue Jays. We go to the bottom of the 8th. They got the geese warming up. Or is it going to be Sparky? You got the lefties coming up. I think it's going to be Sparky coming out of the bullpen. Sparky Lau's warming up in the bullpen. And this is going to be Nettles, Piniella, and Spencer due up here in the 8th. You can see the team comparisons here. The Blue Jays have scored 169 runs on 32 homers, 13 stolen bases, and been caught 6 times. The Yankees 216 runs on 71 homers, 21 stolen bases, and 6 caught stealings. So here's the pitch to Nettles. And that's going to be a base hit in the right field. And Nettles is aboard here trying to get some insurance runs for the Yankees. Drives that ball, turns on it, and drives it in the right field for a leadoff single. Now you got Lou Piniella up. Lou's having a great game. He's 2 for 3, 2 singles in the 4th and 6th. And that's going to be that might make it through the hole over there. 34 and a 2. I'm sure that's fielding column number 3. Yep. That's going to be a single in the right field, and Nettles is going to get down to second. He drives that ball the other way, Lou does. Nice piece of hitting through the gap over there. Now you got Spencer up first and second, and still nobody out. And this might be the last batter here for Willis, the lefty. You got the righties coming up. Well, you got Willie coming up after that. We'll see here. Spencer is 0 for 3. He has flown out twice and reached on an error. And that's going to be against the lefty. 17 on an 8. And that's going to be a fly ball out to center field. And that'll be out number 1. And is going to pitch to Bucky Dent is the question. And they're going to let him pitch to Bucky with Mickey coming up. But Mickey will definitely be his last batter one way or the other. Bucky's 0 for 2. He struck out and walked and flown out. And that's going to be another fly ball out to Rick in center field. Now there's 2 out and runners on first and second for Mickey Rivers. And Mickey's 0 for 4. He struck out and grounded into a force play and flown out. And that's going to be a fly ball. And Willis is going to get out of this with nobody scoring first and second and no outs. And 3 fly balls gets the job done. We go to the bottom, top of the 9th. And Sparky Lau is coming out of the bullpen here, folks. So Sparky's going to try to close this game out. It's a 2-run lead, and these lefties due up. And this is Sparky's 11th appearance. He's 0-2 with 2 saves and a 2.45 ERA. Let's see here. And they are going to pitch it here from Mayberry. And Carty is going to come off the bench. So they're going to bring in the righty to face Sparky. Let's see where he's at. There's Rico. And Rico's batting .283 on the year. 5 homers and 26 RBIs, batting .283 on the year. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Sparky strikes him out for out number 1. And you can see that the Blue Jays are batting .262 on the year with a .340 on base percentage, slugging .372 with a .712 OPS. The Yankees whopping up .285 with a .346 on base, slugging .376 with a .722 OPS. And now Willie Upshaw, the DH, See if they're going to go with somebody else as a DH here. Sure, they got a bunch of, well, got many righties on the bench here. And Doug Alt's going to come off the bench. So Doug Alt's coming off the bench. And he'll stay in as the DH if they can tie this game up. Or they could win this game. Here in the bottom of the ninth. So Alt is batting .385 on the year, no homers and 3 RBIs. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Bucky. He fires over to Spencer for out number 2. So now he's going to bat here as Hutton's coming out of the game. And again, they don't got a lot to go to. That's the sad part. That is the sad part. Not a lot of righties on the bench. Okay, you got the catcher Saran. I really don't want to use him.
Velaz.
And Velaz, I guess, is going to come off the bench. So we're going to go with the other outfielder here. So Velaz is going to come off the bench. Where is he at? There's Otto. And Blue Jays down to the last out. And Velaz is batting .206, no homers and 3 RBIs. Here's the pitch from Sparky. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Willie. 1, 2, 3 goes the Blue Jays. The Yankees win this game 4-2. And take the first 2 games of this series. We'll check out the box score here. And the Blue Jays 2 runs on only 3 hits. Very productive with the hits and 2 errors. You had Willie Upshaw was the only one with a decent game, 2 for 3. The Blue Jays were 0 for 4 with runners in scoring position. They only left 4 men on base. Reggie Jackson with a 2 for 4, 2-run homer game. And Greg Nettles and Lou Piniella both 3 for 4, folks. Yankees were only 1 for 10 with runners in scoring position. Left 9 men on base. Clancy drops to 3 and 5, 5 1/3, 8 hits, 4 runs, 3 of them earned. Walked 2, struck out 3, and gave up 2 homers. Willis comes in, pitches 2 2 2/3, 2 hits, struck out 1. Figueroa goes to 7-1, 8 innings, 3 hits, 2 runs, walked 3, struck out 2, and Sparky comes in the 9th, strikes out 1, picks up his 3rd save of the year. And now let's go and finish up the American League games here on the 27th. You got the Indians at Orioles. See what happens here in Baltimore. And the Orioles win a close one. 8 runs on 14 hits and 2 errors. Indians 7 runs, 10 hits, and 2 errors. Then you got the Tigers taking on the Red Sox. And the late, just passed away Louis Tion on the mound. And the Tigers beat Louis. 3 runs, 10 hits, and no errors. The Red Sox 1 run, 8 hits, and no errors. And then you got the Brew Crew traveling out to California to take on the Angels. And the Brewers win 10-2 on 12 hits and an error. Angels 2 runs, 7 hits, and 2 errors. And you got the A's playing the White Sox in Chicagoland. And the White Sox win a close pitching duel. 2 runs on 7 hits and an error. The A's 1 run, 5 hits, and 1 error. And the last game here in the American League, the Mariners travel down to Texas to take on the Rangers. And the Rangers beat up on the Mariners. I'm sure this is about the shutout. Yep. The Mariners get shut out. The Rangers 7 runs on 10 hits and no errors. The Mariners no runs, 5 hits, and no errors. Take a look now at the standings and the leaderboard after May 27th in the American League. The Yankees, the first team to get the 30 wins on the year, 30-11, leading the Red Sox by 5 games, Tigers and Brewers by 7, Blue Jays by 10, and the Orioles and Indians by 15. And out west, the Twins are 2.5 games up on the White Sox. A's are 3 games back. Rangers 4.5. KC is 5 back. Angels 5.5. And Seattle is a distant 11.5 games back. Jim Rice is leading the league with a .364 average. Reggie with his 18th homer you seen, leading the American League. And Jim Rice with his 43rd. 43 RBIs, leading the American League. Ryan Guidry with his 1 ERA. And now you got 3 pitchers tied with 7 wins. Figueroa, Sorensen, and Wood. And Goose with his 10 saves. And you got Jim Rice leading in the MVP voting. And Larry Sorensen has taken over the Cy Young votes right now. And let's see what the pitching matchup's going to be like in this doubleheader coming up on the 28th. So you got Jefferson going up against Guidry and Lemonsky going up against Clay. And game 1 and game 2 of a doubleheader. I want to thank Christopher Slovic for stopping by today. Again, check out his great channel. If you're new to my channel, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell for reminders, and on your way out, hit that like button and leave a comment. Till next time, y'all have a great day and take care.